Hello and a Merry Christmas to everyone. Now that it's past, welcome along to A View from Section C, sponsored by Don Michelle. It's episode 42. It's the last one of the year, Senior.
Yep, last one. Merry Christmas, everybody. It's been a blast over Christmas. Sometimes it's been good at the hockey, sometimes it's not been very good at the hockey. But hey ho,
And sometimes it's been good at the football, and sometimes it's not been very good
yeah,
at Well, and saying that, I still wouldn't say it was
nah,
the
we've
very
been
good.
we've been all right. We've been all
Yeah,
right at the football.
yeah. I
Fucking
see you
never
were getting
seen so
shit
much.
this morning.
I've never seen so much of you. Fucking Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, last night,
uh,
Friday night, coming
aren't
up, and it. Oh my god,
aren't you fucking lucky?
tell us about it. God,
Uh,
you've
is
never
that a
done this in
Christmas
your life.
is that a Christmas present you've got on?
No, that's me United
No.
then.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
it's
doing.
me just
I've got a Christmas T-shirt for the in-laws, Phelan and Scott. Nice wee Sens stuff. I got a lot of Sens stuff this year.
some
Sens,
reason I got a lot of Sheffield Steelers stuff.
did you?
Shock. Just
Wonder
eh,
how.
didn't care what happened there. Like, don't know what happened there. Shite bags.
Yeah.
3 years. You, your wife, and your wife, and my wife. 3 years.
What am I getting it for? I never bought you anything.
You were involved in it.
No, I wasn't. I bought
You
you
wasn't.
Unite. No, that was all Shannon.
Was that
That was
Shannon?
all Shannon. I got you
All
your
right.
United top.
Ah, thanks, son. You're the best. That's
I
how
know.
you're my favourite son.
That's because I'm your only son, you dick.
Oh, right enough.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so it was a good Christmas. Senior did go home with a lot of turkey and a lot of steak pie.
Senior was still eating turkey on Tuesday. And
we
it was still a plateful, but it's gone now.
we had our turkey sandwiches and everything before the hockey, and
Uh,
yeah, it was a lot of leftover turkey.
I
I
wasn't
think
half.
Shannon cooked it. She cooked it on the Saturday night, and she cut it in half. There was half left, and you took home quite a lot of that.
Again, happy days. Love it. That's what it's all about, son. That's it.
But yeah, so it was good. Larzo was happy. He got leftovers. He never got a drink because he had to
Yeah,
drive in the end with all his
yeah.
Bavardo before it, giving it the big I am,
You
and I'll
knew.
be getting drink, and I'll not be taking the car, and he brought the
You knew
car
that. Yeah,
and ended up having to drive him.
yeah. You
So
knew that. You knew that was going to happen. It's always the same.
yeah,
Yeah, we'll go on it. Right, that's it. I'll bring the drink. We'll go on the drink. Turns up with his car. There we go. It's
um,
it's skim what it is. It's the afterthought now. Oh, at my age, when you get up the next day, and it's a thought. Oh
just
God,
can't
did I
handle it.
really? That's what it is. Absolutely blitzed it when I was about 16, 17. I fucking scunnered myself with drink now.
Yeah, but I think this might be the earliest podcast we've ever done. It's
I think it must be.
it's 12:30.
Yeah.
The blinds are still shut because every time I open the blinds, the light comes
Sun's
through on
gone.
it and the camera goes dark and you can't see us. Now, a lot of people might think that'd be a good thing, but
Oh,
a lot of people would disagree with that comment.
well,
So yeah, 12:30. That's an early
I
face off
know.
for us for a
It's
podcast.
like it's like we're doing it in Canada time, is it?
But yeah, well, you know what? We'll give a wee kind of surprise going forward though. Just when you mentioned Canada, there we have
Yep,
a special guest coming on in 2 weeks' time.
we certainly do.
We're not going to say who it is yet.
Nope.
It's one person I'm really excited to have on because I'll give you a wee clue. I actually got not friendly with him, but I had a couple of wee chats and that with him last season. When he was playing and stuff. So yeah, really looking forward to getting him on.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks' time, just before the Coventry game. So that will go out on the Thursday. When we record it, when he comes back here. It's another wee clue.
Here's the clue.
So
He comes
yeah,
back.
looking forward to that. Get your guesses in on social media as well. You can we have a wee game there. But
Speaking of games, have you not got a competition? Are you going
we
to
do have a
announce that now?
competition. We'll do have a
announce that now?
competition. You're just chopping and changing my script here,
Oh,
senior.
yeah.
Right, let me move this up then. So, Don Michelle competition time. So, we have been given another lovely gift voucher from Don Michelle. The winner of this, it's a meal for 4 including a bottle of Prosecco on the table.
Outstanding. Brilliant.
What more do you want?
I
Italian
know,
food and a bottle of Prosecco.
Yeah, it's a great price because that's no like that's no like a £20 night out. That
No.
the vouchers we're getting for Paddy are worth in this day and age are worth quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
Can't thank Paddy and his team enough for one sponsoring us, but also continually just giving us vouchers at the drop of a hat and saying, "There you go, here we competition for your for the viewers and the listeners."
Yep, and it's even got the View from Section C
Section
logo on
C
it now.
logo on
That's
it.
it, official.
Yep,
The gift
official.
vouchers have the logo. It is official. We are big bollocks up here now.
Oh, yeah. Fucking spitting chiclets. Who are they? Piss off.
Okay, Craig Niche sponsors the show, sponsors a segment of the show, and then goes on about spitting chiclets. Well, I'll be having him at the rink, I'll tell you.
In saying that, Niche did say, though, that they were his second favourite podcast.
Okay, we'll give him that.
Yeah.
We'll give him that.
Yeah.
So competition time. What we're going to get you to do this time now, we like to change it up a bit. We didn't like just the usual like, share, comment on it. This one's a little bit different of a comment on it. We want you to share with us. So we'll put a post out and then you just comment on it with a picture of you and a player from this season. So they've been doing fan signings after the games. If you've been lucky enough to go stay late and get your pictures taken with, say, somebody like Big Streaky, Big Ian Parker, or Elijah Barriga, or even wee Sonchi. I noticed there's a few pictures of Sonchi up after the game on, what day was it, Larzo?
What game are you speaking about?
Monday, the Fife game.
Boxing Day.
Couldn't think what day it is. I'm going on dates
Boxing Day.
The Boxing Day game against Fife. I noticed there's a lot of pictures of people with Sonch up after the game and stuff. So get your pictures in, and that is your entry. We'll then put all your entries onto a big wheel again like the last time, and then a random person will be selected. Unless there is an absolutely phenomenal picture of someone with a player. Out of the box.
Wait a minute now, you got to watch what you're saying there.
An out of the box picture.
Oops.
But yeah.
Somebody laying on their king says we Ben Soaky next to them. Morning.
Oh, for God's sake. Listen, you watch yourself. Mama Soaky's over here just now, okay? You behave. She was at the game on Boxing Day. You behave yourself. She was sitting along for us. But yeah, get your photos in, selfies, pictures, and that. Even if it's with the Bairns, with the players, that's fine as well. That's an entry for you to get into the prize draw. So it's a meal for four, including a bottle of Prosecco. Now, obviously, because it's a bottle of Prosecco, we need to make sure that it is an adult that's posting the picture on it, because we can't really be giving out a prize to somebody who's under 18 for a bottle of Prosecco.
No. Drink away.
We don't condone that here at View from Section C. We'll never condone that.
No.
So
you can swear a lot, but no drinking.
Yeah, like calling Robert Dowd a wee dick. That's fine. So
let's move on from that before I get started with that wee dick. Even he started commenting on other gear.
And well, listen, the last game he even gave you the wanker sign on the ice.
I know.
That's not very friendly of him. But 51 Club sponsored game reviews. I was there yesterday, get myself a wee fresh cut before I went to the football. We had the Sheffield Steelers and the home doubleheader with the Fife Flyers. So Sheffield Steelers away, first of all, on the 21st of December. Stars got off to a flyer, which was a strange one for us. It's usually conceding, to be honest. But Ben Soaky, assisted by Dryden Dow and Eriksson at 2:45 on the power play. Sheffield equalised through Evan Mosey at 9:23. We then had a quick fire goal again at 10:12 from Brett Neumann. Again, guy I said the other week to watch out for. Thomas Patul at 17:44. And then Jonathan Phillips at 24:16 made it 4-1 to the Sheffield Steelers. Ryan Verrier pulled one back through Sonch and Dow at 30-14. Brandon then scored at 32-01. It then came back to us through Roman Semyonov's, assisted by Bariga and Sonch at 38-56. Robert Dowd, the wee dick, at 41-12. Quickfire goal, Mason Mitchell, 42-37. Ian Parker pulled one back again, assisted by Sonch and Dow at 44-44 in the power play. And then Scott Allen with a double at 51-29 and another quickfire 52-53 on the power play. Senior, not the best of results. The fact we've managed to put 4 up in Sheffield and still not even, potentially come away with a point is,
When I seen the score coming through, I was just like, what on earth's going on here? I think Svensson got pulled.
I think it was 4-1, was it?
Something like that. Priester goes in and didn't really do much better, to be honest with you, when you see the score. But the biggest thing for me again, and I'm going to keep fucking saying it until they hear us. Anybody that wants to listen to us, please listen to us. Fucking concentrate after we score or after they score. Because if you look at that again, it's like goal, and then we score, and then it's goal, and it's like that all the way through. And I don't know why it continually happens. It's like the switches just went, oh, we've scored, let's turn the switch off. Oh, they've scored, let's turn the switch off again. And that's what's killing us in games. Absolutely killing us. You go to Sheffield and score 4, you're absolutely right. You're expecting at least a point. There's not a lot of teams who will go in there and score 4.
Especially on, what's his face? Is it
Matthew Greenfield? Yep.
Yeah. No, a lot of, we said the other week, he's only averaging just under 2 goals a game. And you're going to stick 4 of them at home.
His save percentage is sitting around about 92-93% for the season. That's ridiculous. Yet we score. I think actually we maybe scored 3 against them because I think what's his name? Any of the backups went in for the third period. So I think we maybe scored 1, but we still scored 3 against the guy that's averaging less than 2 a game, and we still didn't win or get a point.
I think the thing for me as well with Priest is, the scoreline shows he didn't do very much better when he went in, but I really feel for Britton because he's not match sharp. He won't be match sharp. He's just got his training every week, and we all know that defensively we are not the best this year, right? A lot of people have said it now. It's other clubs are now saying it that there's no the best defensive team we've had. No. But it's just he's them training with that, and he doesn't really get the match sharpness against other players and other top players, like your Neumann, Dowdy. For Sheffield, Lital even. Actually, Lital's name was you mentioned there for scoring.
I think Ciampini seems to be the other one that's doing it to start.
Yeah, so I really felt for Britton going in because I think the first one, I remember reading about it, and I think I watched the highlights. I think it was one he would have wanted back himself. But again, it's a goalie that's not had much ice time this year. And again, I don't know why, when he was so pivotal with Mo going out injured last season, he was pivotal in getting us into the playoffs.
Yeah, I know.
So I just don't understand it. I really don't.
Yeah,
I would have played him against Fife as well.
What tends to happen with Britton, not a lot, but certainly a couple of times, is as soon as he comes in, the first shot on goal tends to be a goal.
Yeah,
and I think that is just, as you say, that's down to sharpness. It's just down to sharpness. And then once he gets into the game, then he seems to be up and running.
Yeah.
But obviously, it didn't happen for him in Sheffield. It never happened for Svensson in Sheffield either. But they're a top team. And what they do to teams is they absolutely punish them. Absolutely punish them. And, we've played teams that have pulled the goalie and they've put their backup in and we've never scored goals. But teams like that, as you say, with the firepower of Dowd, Ciampini, Neumann, Scott Allen, guys like that, they'll just keep going and going and going.
Is he not playing for Arbroath, Scott Allen?
fuck, he'd probably do a better job for us, I know. But they would. It's the way it's built into them. They punish teams. Every mistake gets punished, and for us as a team, we make too many mistakes, and we just get fucking absolutely hammered for making mistakes.
Yeah. So it wasn't to be in Sheffield. I think when we did the podcast last week, we didn't expect much going into Sheffield, especially after losing the home game the weekend before. But it was to go in when you see that we've conceded 9 but scored 4. There is some positives to take from it that players are scoring.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just your Bariga, Sonch that were scoring. We had Soke in there again. We'll come on to Soke in a bit. But Soke scoring, big streaky, pitching in with a goal again. Verrier, again, he was the game winner against Fife again, which we'll come on to. But that's him now got a couple of goals from the last week of games. So it's good to see that there's a wee bit of a spread going on again with goal scorers. But yeah, defensively again, nine goals.
It's the 9 that does it, eh? Like, see if we'd got beat 6-4, maybe even 7-4, you'd have went, it's only a 3-0 game. But it's when you see the figure 9, it's one away for double figures.
Yeah.
And you looks like a bad result.
You look at the period scores there. So 3-1 end of the first, 2-2 end of the second, and 4-1 end of the third. It's
you're only 5-3 down at the end of the second.
Yeah, you're still in the game.
Yep, and the next goal is the big goal. It either goes to 6-3 or it goes to 5-4. But for us, it went 6-3, 7-3.
Yeah,
and that's what happens. We just
7-4, 8-4, 9-4.
That's it. We just fucking, and I don't care what happens. I don't know if it is a concentration thing, or if they're at the stage where they're like, fuck, who cares? I just don't know. I can't put my finger on it that it happens nearly every game.
Yeah. So nearly every game. It then did happen in the next game. So we hosted the Fife Flyers on Boxing Day. So Johan Eriksson, unassisted at 24:46 with an absolute laser past Shane Owen. Yanni Kivilati at 35:22. I'm pretty sure that was right off a turnover after the end of a power play. So Fife had a power play. We got back to full strength. We then turned the puck over seconds later and they score. Ben Soke, assisted by Foken Dow at 43:23. I've missed out their goal, sorry. Jonas Emmerdal, right at the start of a period, again 2:09 into the period to give Flyers a 2-1 lead. Ben Soke equalised through Foken Dow at 43:23. And then Ryan Verrier with the game-winning goal at 54:05, assisted by Soke and no Colin Joe.
Yeah.
But again, it's the concentration, and it's so predictable. I said it before the game. I said it to yourself, and I said it to Ali Brooks. I went over and spoke to Ali before the game. Every team that play against us, their coach must have the same game plan. Jump on them at the start of periods. Jump on them at the start of the game, because we're no there. For some reason, we're no there. Again, 2:09 in the third period, goal.
Yeah.
We're behind 2-1. Fife, for me, that game, I think the first period we were outshot, I think it was 12-6. Fife were outshot with. I think it was a bit even. It was scrappy. It was two very poor teams.
It was overall, it was a poor game.
But I thought after that first period, we dominated. Yeah. Second period, we outshot them like 17.
Was it 4 or something?
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. Yeah. And then the third period, I don't know what the shots were at the end of the third period, but again, I thought they scored early and then we just controlled the whole game again. I don't think Fife had anything in the game, really. And it bewildered me how it was only a 3-2 game. We conceded at the end of our penalty kill again after hard work, and then we conceded right at the start of a period.
Yeah,
in a game which we dominated.
It was overall, I thought it was a poor game. The first period was, being honest, was a bit of a shocker. It was just turnover after turnover from both teams.
Yeah.
But it was a victory. You'll always take a victory over these guys when they come across here. What I really noticed about the game, though, was even right for our first goal, for Johan's first goal, right? He fakes the shot first.
Yeah.
He's got, and Owen's on the move, and then he'll just lifts it that wee bit higher so it goes right over the top of his pads. And then I think Soki's goal was down low, same side. And then Verrier's goal was a bit lucky because it went through a lot of people.
Yeah,
but it went
was
straight
it,
along the ice.
It was right through the ice.
Yep. The three of them, for somebody of Owen's calibre, right, there'll be poor goals to loss because the three of them were quite low down. Now, I don't know if that's a weak spot. I don't know. I think overall, we deserve to win. They should never have even been at 3-2. They should have been out of the game. Good performance. I thought Big Streaky. I thought
he was immense.
Dominated on the offensive boards. I
thought absolutely he had a great immense.
Yeah.
Yep. The highlight for me with Big Streaky was the power play in the second period. Trying to think which way we shoot. Yeah, second period we're shooting down towards the cafe. Second period where he was getting absolutely battered all over the place for about 2 or 3 boys, and screening the goalie, no doing wrong, and he's getting cross-checked all over the place, and Brown's calling fuck all.
Yep.
He is honestly, I've had a couple of conversations with people over the last week about him. He has gotten worse, Brown. He's now down towards your Ferguson level, where he's absolutely shit. Like,
see when you started the conversation there, I was speaking to a few boys. I thought you were going to want to build Big Streaky up here, but no, let's just go referee back.
No, yeah, I'm probably I want about Brown being absolutely awful, but it was the fact that Graham Rodgers. Oh, Senior has left the show, so we'll get him back in just a second, and we'll get that sorted.
Fuck.
And we have him back.
Fuck knows
so,
what.
So Senior is back.
Fucking Perth and Kinross Council and their Wi-Fi, they're shite.
Well, that's what you get for trying to gaze a bit of shit there. So, as we were saying,
so we built Big Streaky up, right? And you went referee back.
Brown. I actually thought Graham Rodgers had a fantastic game. I thought he called what he had to. He called the blatant stuff. Brown called a ridiculous. I had a no call on Songe when he got tripped right in front of him. Like the guy took away both his skates and never called anything. And then Graham Rodgers is deemed a good hit on the boards. And then Brown's called the penalty on it for way back on the play.
Yeah.
It was just, the guy's not got a clue. And he's so smarmy now. He is a smarmy fucker now. He thinks, I am the big I am now. He's taken over the guy Copeland. Remember fucking that big nose?
Oh, fuck
He's taken over his ego now.
See, get what I think it is. See, we guys like a Brown and that, right? Now, people criticise Jeff as a coach, right? Because we're our coaches. That's what it is. There was nearly 1,900 people at that game, right? And 1,700 of them are probably Stars fans, and we're all complaining about referees' calls and what about the coach, and the coach should do this and the coach should do that.
Yeah.
But see if you watch Jeff Mason on the bench, like we see him, right? Mason Gizé guys, fucking pelters.
Yeah.
Absolute pelters. And see somebody like a Brown. I think Brown holds a grudge.
Yeah.
And I think what happens with him is when there's a call that he should call it, if he's got an opportunity not to call it in our favour or call it against us,
yeah,
he will call it. And I think it's because sometimes he gets so much shit for Jeff on that bench Because
Yeah.
one thing, and there'll be guys like Gary Monroe and that I sit behind the bench. They'll hear what Jeff says. We didn't hear it. We see it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you hear it, and it's not very fucking. You could get what Jeff could come on with us because he swears that much.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
but
honestly think, and I think you'll get referees who will accept that, but continue to referee as a referee, or you'll get somebody like a Brown who, in my opinion, will hold a grudge, and he'll always think, "Why the fuck is he speaking to?" Bang,
Yeah.
hands up, penalty, controversial, don't care. That's what you get for shouting at me.
Yeah, and that's the point I was getting at with Big Streaky, because I thought he had a phenomenal game and he was getting battered in front of that goal, and Brown called fuck all for him. We really should have had a 5-on-3 at that point. With the amount of sticks and that he got in the back and in the face, and he even took a puck to the face as well.
But for Big Streaky, he just kept going.
Oh,
he
was
just
absolutely
kept
tremendous.
going and going. And I must admit, I love the nickname I've gave them, Big Streaky. People will be wondering what we're calling him, Streaky fan, but it's after Lee Wilkie that played for United, because Lee Wilkie was like Ian Parker, fucking huge, towered above.
Big lanky streaky fish.
Big Streaky. I think it's great. It's a term of endearment.
It is a term of endearment.
And I liked that when, even at the end of the game, when they put Last Christmas on, and it was for Ian Parker, and the players loved it. Big Streaky was howling coming off the ice when everybody was singing it, and I think all the praise he got shit at the start when he came in. But give credit to the guy; he just kept plodding away and plodding. And what you're getting out of him now is the reason why Jeff's probably went and got him. And for me, he is helping. And it's difficult now because Mark's went, because you'll now need to try and build up this relationship with Rutgers on that line. But I would probably, if you ask Craig Garrigan, he will say that Big Streaky is helping him so much in his game.
You know what? I think, and it's like you say, I think at the start, the criticism was justified, but I don't think it was his fault. The problem is, we've got guys who are injured, and we had a couple of suspensions in the D, and people had to play back. You know, Folk was playing D at one point, and then Parker was having to play up. He wasn't on the right line. He was on what should be a goal scoring line, or certainly chipping in with goals. Big Streaky's no a goal scorer. He's that third line, fourth line grinder, ECHL type of player. He grinds and grinds and grinds, holds the puck up, does the dirty work, and he does it so effectively. As you said, with Mac leaving and Rutgers coming in to replace him, I thought the biggest thing for me against Fife was how good Johnny McBean was. On that fourth line. You know, him and Ben. No, Ben gave it a lot as well. Had a couple of wee chances skating through the ice. He had a good chance in front of goal, actually. I think it was blocked by a D-man just before it got through to Owen. But Johnny, first shift, threw the boy in the boards. And he's not the biggest of laddies, and he's not the bulkiest of laddies. But he's not scared to go into dirty areas either.
I think
I'd like to see him up higher on a line.
So
on a goal scoring line, and let him play with skill.
I think I said that to you when Mark had went and the lines were getting shifted about. I'd have put Johnny in with Soki and Eriksson and let him go in the second line and let's see what we get out of. What have we got to lose? We're sitting second bottom. We're not winning the league.
I know.
What have we got to lose? Let's go and take chances. For me, he's probably the most natural talent that's come through since JD. If you look at his stats for Solway, they're ridiculous.
Oh, I know, unreal.
It's absolutely ridiculous. It was Ethel Robertson that put them up, who I shall also thank for the clean dumpling at the game. It was absolutely fantastic, by the way.
I was waiting on when you're going to bring that one up.
I would have liked it with some custard, but hey ho.
Honest to God. See, did I come up to the rink with some custard for him next against the Clan, right? Just done it, honestly. But no, I know what you're saying.
Ethel had put the stats up about Johnny and what he's doing in Solway. I actually think, and I know he's getting nice time at Solway, I personally think he'd be better going full time with us.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna put you on the spot here, senior.
Okay.
So you said there that he's probably the most natural talent to come through since JD.
Okay. You're going to give me somebody else now, yeah?
I was about to say, what about friend of the show, Jordan Cowney?
I would take JD. I would take
No, I
JD.
know, but from what you're saying about, Johnny coming through as probably the most natural talented player since JD, you got somebody like Jordan Cowney in the mix there as well. And
Yeah,
even, Ben
there's.
Brown.
Okay,
Ben's quite
I
all
know that,
round.
but yeah, but what I'm getting at is somebody who is a natural point scorer.
Okay.
Who will put up point after point after point. JD done it, and I think you stick Johnny in with a couple of imports like Isoki and Ericsson. I think he'd start doing the same.
I hope I'd love to see it. I would, because see, we've watched Johnny come through the ranks in comments and stuff. Same with Cowney and even Chris and Sam and all those
Yeah.
guys as well. We've seen them come through in that. I've seen them going through the SNL, coming into the Elite League and stuff. I'd love to see it for Johnny because you say he talent wise, he's got so much potential still. He was I was watching highlights and stuff. I watched one of the games in the background of the GB tournament with Spud was away with him, and he was fucking brilliant. He was on fire. I think it was the game. I think it was Romania that they pumped. He was brilliant.
Yeah, he's a very, very good player, and I think for this season going to Solway's probably helped him a lot, especially playing under Spud.
Yeah.
Next year, I think he should go full time. We all say, I really do. And I also, now that you threw us under a bus with County, right? I also did say that when we released Howlett, I said it was time for Jordan to come home.
I know you did. I was just trying
just in case you're listening, Jordan.
Jordan listens.
I know Jordan listens.
A lot of the players listen as well, because we're gonna hit a shout out after this next one. So we then played. I totally forgot we still had this game to review as well.
Yeah.
Flyers away on the 27th. So Stars go 1-0 up through Ben Soke, assisted by Fokin. Colin Joe, 11:41. Chris Gerry equalised in the power play at 26:55. I've just realised they've spelt Chris Lawrence's name wrong.
Junior, tell what? The Elite League do it all the time.
Anyway, Chris Lawrence.
You look at the game sheets for 5 games on the Elite League, right? And I'll tell you, they spell his name wrong all the time.
I wonder if Dylan Lawrence is the same.
Nah. Dylan just gets Lawrence.
But
he gets Lawrence.
An absolute howler of a goal at 33-35. Zach Phillips, it says unassisted, but it was assisted by Stars D-man, passing the puck straight to him again, similar to what happened in the Challenge Cup game at 51:09. And then Yanni Cavalati at 58:41 with the empty netter. Now, this one to me is absolutely mental. We talk about concentration levels. The empty netter was scored about 10 seconds after our timeout.
Yeah.
What's concentration, man? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Again, it could just be that they've won the face-off and they've threw it down the ice, but still, you've obviously drew up a play or something. It's 10 seconds after it.
Yeah. So for me, right, I would think Jeff's called his timeout. The goalie's not there. He will have a play for winning the face-off, and he will obviously have someone else just in case they don't win the face-off.
Yeah.
And 10 seconds later, rip it up and put it in the fucking bin.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's at these times I really feel sorry for the coach, because whether what happened there has happened, but as we say, he would have drawn up plays. He's called the timeout. He's drawn up plays. We were doing it wherever it was the other week, Cardiff, and after 121, he said to use it. There's so many times Jeff's had to waste timeouts this year.
I know. But
poor result, and I think the game changed on the second goal.
Yeah, absolute howler.
Yeah, we've spoke about this. We sat and spoke. We even sat and spoke about it at the football last night. What do the goalies do at Fife? I think every one of our goalies has been caught out, right?
Yeah.
And if I'm the away goalie at Fife, if the puck's going round the back of that goal, I'm leaving it.
Well,
I'm leaving it and just hoping that my D-man's there.
As much as Anton's, he's came out at Dundee a few times and missed the puck behind the goal, and that's without a bobble.
Mm-hmm.
The Fife boards are a hell of a lot worse than a lot of the rinks. Manchester's probably the closest to being as bad as them. Again, does it come down to him not having faith in the D in front of him to deal with it? Or is it just him coming out to play the puck and I fucked up now and Chris Lawrence has now scored an empty netter?
Yeah. I think it's the second
You know what
one.
I mean?
I don't think he's thinking about his D. I think he's thinking about, I'm comfortable playing the puck, which he is, and we've seen that. But the boards are so unpredictable in Fife. If I'm a goalie, I'm leaving it because anything could happen across there. Anything.
Listen, I'm just going to come out and say it because this season's a write-off anyway. If I was the goalie and I'd seen who the D-man was on that side, I'd try and come out and play it as well because I wouldn't trust him yet.
No, not for me.
Considering he passed it to the player for the third goal as well.
Yeah,
but it was a very poor result. For me, it was an unacceptable result. To go in and lose 4-1 in there. Fife. Someone actually said it to me. Fife have only won 3 league games all season at home, something like that. Or 3 home games all season, 4 games all season. They've all been against us.
Yeah. I think that could be wrong. I think they've beat other teams. Like
someone said that, and I was like, it doesn't sound right, but certainly
they've beat other teams.
Yeah, but it wasn't a good enough result for me.
No.
In terms of standings.
What I would say is, I thought that's the way it would have. No, I thought that's the way it would have went.
I thought this was the conversation away to come.
No, well, that's still to come yet. I think that the split was probably going to be what both teams were looking for as a minimum.
Yep. Yeah, and that's what we said.
Yeah. And talking about things that should have been split. Scarlett Johansson should have been split wide open. No by Chris Ingles, but by the guys who were standing next to Sonch.
Yep.
Chris
who was it anyway? Is it that line of Semyonovs and Bariga? Because if it is, they're not going to go one.
I don't know. I really don't know. But I know that Dryden got involved after it. But Chris has skated a length to come and get him.
That's why he's been kicked out.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely. Whether he's if he's in amongst that and it kicks off, he is not getting kicked out for third man.
Listen,
it's the fact that he's ran for a wormit to get involved.
Listen, I said it to you when he got kicked out, and an old Lino friend had said that Toby Craig chokes for a third man in penalty. He fucking loves calling a third man in penalty. So if he gets a chance, he'll call it. He loves to call it.
Yeah, but
we gave him a chance to call it.
Yeah, that's it. Chris has given him the opportunity.
For me, it's not third man in, right? But by the law, right? And so the laws of the game state it's an altercation between 2 players. Now, whether that's a fight or not, okay? So they've obviously stopped the game because there's an altercation between Scarlett Johansson and Sonch. It's then separated. Whatever Johansson did, cross-checked him 3 or 4 times, punched him in the back of the head, whatever it was. Chris then came in and gave him 2 or 3 fucking rapid in the face, which, by the way, the first 2 punches, fucking right on the chin.
Yeah. Undeserved.
I don't think Sonch helped the third man in situation because when Chris grabs him and throws that first couple of punches, Sonch then tries to jump onto Johansson as well. And I think actually Chris might punch Sonche in the bus as well. And I think that's why fucking Phil fell.
Just fucking swinging it in.
Chris was taking everyone that he could with him.
Yeah.
And then obviously fucking Sherbinin, the fanny, comes in as well. He's
Yeah.
another one that's going to fucking get it
Yeah.
this year for somebody. Because
I'm
he
telling ya.
acts, again, he's another one that acts the big I am on the
Yeah.
ice.
Him and Reece Harsh, the fucking two of them, the next time we play them, somebody or more than one of your players wants to give them their fucking tatties. I'm
Well,
telling
you know
the two of
what?
them.
But we never call out players on here by their name, right? But end of the Boxing Day game, you know, when it all kind of kicked off with Bariga, Leidsman, with Harsh and fucking Yanni wants a latte. Harsh was then having words with Leidsman at the end of the game over the halfway line, and I'm pretty sure Leidsman was saying, "We'll see tomorrow," because he was pointing like tomorrow.
Yeah.
What's Leidsman in all this?
Yeah. I actually thought
he's meant to be
the Boxing Day. See, at the Boxing Day game when it started, at that point there, when Leidsman had to get involved, he should have been throwing punches.
Yeah.
Not just grabbing. He should have been throwing punches. Because it was the same again, and it was Cavalati who started it and then jump on the bench.
Yeah.
Well, if somebody else has got involved, and I think it was Harsh, then if you're going to just go throw punches.
Yeah.
Just go and throw punches.
Yeah. That's the one thing about Leidsman that's kind of annoying me just now is that he can fight, he can handle himself very well. He's came recommended by fucking Kyle Haas, and Haas has said to fans on social media through private messages that he will kick arse when he needs to. Yeah, we've not really seen you do it yet, Chris. Next Fife game, you need to do it, right?
But you know,
I really like him. I really like him as a player, Leidsman. I really do. I just think he needs that edge on him just now, where people need to stop taking liberties.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree with you 100% on Leidsman. I really like Leidsman as a D-man. I think and I know that he's changed the lines up a bit, but when he was with Dryden, I thought that was probably the best man for Dryden to play with.
Yeah.
To allow Dryden to go and just play his own game, knowing that Leidsman's always sitting behind him, because he is that experienced head at the back. For me, he's doing what Colin Joe should be doing. And because the two of them are of that same experience, same age, and they two should be the guys that are coming at these boys. That should be.
Are they about the same age? I don't think they are.
I don't think so. No,
I think Colin's younger than what you think.
All right, that marks.
We're going to have a quick elite prospects check here, folks.
Okay, you do that. But what I'll do is I'll keep going on about Chris Ingles and say, Chris, well done, son. Proud of you. And you should have fucking kept going at him and at him and at him. And it was so funny that a Fife Flyers fan, and I can't mind what it was. I think it might have been the guy Greg Williams. I'm not 100% sure, but he was actually arguing with Flyers fans, saying that what Chris Ingles done was 100% correct, and also called out Scarlett Johansson for doing what he did to Songe, but then no backing it up. What he basically said is, didn't go and cross-check a boy 3 or 4 times in the back of the head and then no drop the gloves when somebody offers you.
Fucking turtled it. So Colin Joe is 34. I actually thought he was younger than that. And Chris Leidsman's 31.
There you go. Yeah.
Now you can understand why Colin Joe's not quick, because he's 34.
But get what? You didn't have to be quick on your feet. Just be quick upstairs.
Oh God, Paul.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm telling you.
I'm going to move on from that one. So no, hats off to Ingy for sticking up for Sonche. You know, whether we agree with the penalty or no, it's good to see someone's finally sticking up for a player. But we need more players fucking doing it. You know, Carter Folk, Leidsman, Parker, all guys that can drop them, all guys that can fight. Naslund seemingly loves a scrap as well. I've heard that from a few people. A few Fifers have said that as well. He loves a scrap. He might not be the best of fighters, but he loves a scrap.
Yeah.
But next segment, and it kind of follows into this. It's okay. We've got Ben.
What a
life life with the Stars is tough as a fan. But we've spoke about how good Dryden's been this year. But he was kind of a fixture that we had last week on the podcast. We spoke about Barriga. We speak about Sancho all the time, but it's okay. We've got Ben. Looking at his stats, he's played 9 games less than Barriga. So 19 games played, he's got 14 goals and 10 assists.
Yep.
So 24 points in 19 games. Comparing that to Barriga, who's our top point scorer, 28 games played for Barriga with 30 points. He's only scored 2 more goals and 4 more assists in 9 more games. Soke is one hell of a player.
He's a great player. Absolutely great player. And like what I was saying, he glides across the ice. He's not like your Sanch or even Charlie for last year where they were like wee buzz bombs.
Yeah.
Ben glides, but upstairs he is so much quicker than a lot of our players. And for me, I think Jeff going out and getting Johan Eriksson and putting those two together was a great move. It was a good move for Eriksson to get a job straight away after Guildford.
Yeah.
But I think you pair they two together and they are on the same wavelength. But Soke's a fun.
His hands and his deacon is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to put it out here now. He'll be at Belfast next year.
Well, I actually put it out on social media saying the Stars should be out and getting him signed up now for next season because you're absolutely right.
Definitely.
He fits in to the Belfast, the Cardiff type of teams, but also remember Charlie Corcoran?
Yep.
He was like Ben Soke at us, and look what he went. He went to Coventry and lit the league up for Coventry.
Yeah.
And Ben might end up doing the same. We've unearthed a few over the years, and I think Ben's another one. He's not as flash as the rest of them, but fantastic player.
I would say he is quite flashy. He's moves the toe drags and the puck around guys and skating around him. He is phenomenal as a puck handler. I think he is quite flashy. But 24 points in 19 games, and I think he's been a shining light coming back from injury. Could you imagine where we'd be at or where he would be at had he played those extra 9 games at the start of the season, plus the Challenge Cup?
Yeah. But could you also think if the injury was longer term, where he might have been without him?
Yeah.
That's the scary thing.
Yeah. 14 goals down there.
You're right. He's came in and the team have got that wee bit of a boost when he's came back. And you're seeing it every game now. He's either scored or he's got multiple assists.
Yeah.
So definitely he is a player that I think we should be going out and getting and try and get signed up for next season. Contracts mean fuck all in the league anyway, let's be honest. He could sign it tomorrow and 2 weeks later he could be signed for Belfast.
Yeah. But so it's okay. Kind of being on form. It does bring us into where kind of the league table is at just now. There has only been one movement in the table since last week's show, and that was Belfast leapfrogging Coventry. Although we have gained 2 points and Fife have gained 2 points, Manchester are pulling away a little bit now from the pack in 8th, 9th and 10th. Nottingham, I think they've only got another additional 2 points from that table last week as well. But Glasgow Clan at the bottom of the table on 14 points. Stars still in 9th place after we did move up into a playoff spot on Boxing Day, but back down again on 17. And Fife in 8th, having played a game more than us on 18 points. It's not a good viewing, is it, on that table at all?
No. You just can't see any of the Scottish teams finishing higher than 7th.
No.
It's a real worry that the Scottish teams
honestly,
are there.
Honestly, for me, I think it's going to be 8th, 9th, 10th with the Scottish teams. I can't even see anyone getting 7th.
No, because I think Manchester, like, who'd ever thought that Manchester would go and take 4 points off of Guildford in a weekend? They've went and changed their netminder. They brought Marty Badour's young lad in. And he lets a lot of goals in. They either win by a lot of goals or they'll get beat by a lot of goals. But by all accounts, the guy's a fantastic netminder. And he's winning them games just now.
Yeah.
Which is a worry for the three Scottish teams. But for us, Glasgow and Fife, it's a battle for 8th.
Yeah. So
which is shit.
Yeah. So obviously this weekend, this weekend/week, it's Saturday, Monday again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hogmanay in the second.
In the second. Yeah.
Whatever days there.
So the home and home against the Glasgow Clam. The Glasgow, North Renfrewshire, North Lanarkshire, Paisley Road, Airport.
You've got some of these daft Weegies are wanting their name changed again. They want to go back to the Braehead Clan.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Listen, it doesn't matter what you get called. You're still bottom of the league.
But you can't say fuck the Clan.
Oh, how funny is that?
Because they'll get a bit upset about that.
Oh my God. What is going on with the Belfast fans with the FTC fucking stickers? What is that about?
Oh my God.
Are they trying to make a rivalry? Is that what it is?
I know. It's so funny. And then the women that put up the equipment manager shouting abuse at our 14-year-old son or something.
You wee skip rat.
Honest to God, I don't even know what's going on in the league anymore. I noticed actually someone said that Amazon Prime's missing a fucking trick on an all or nothing on the Elite League.
I know.
But
fucking hilarious, is it?
The home and home against the Glasgow Clan. So we're away on Hogmanay, and then at home on the 2nd with a 4 o'clock face-off again. So make sure you're there early. Shannon is working till 4. So she might start early, get away early, or she'll be late.
Oops. Well,
unlucky.
She should have done what her father-in-law done and just take extra holidays.
But I think for the Clan games, listen, let's not be too confident, because we know that we defensively we are poor. We know that Glasgow have lost a lot of players. Obviously, Matthew Waugh. He's away. The Crimson Chin that is Nolan Laporte's away. They've got
what's it? Jake Bolton's away.
Bolton, he was away. He bolted.
He bolted.
And then you've got your injuries.
The rumour is that Muse wants to go.
Yep. And you've got your injuries to Waltz and Bhutan. Fuck, could you imagine if he was in RD this year? Jesus, fuck, we'd be even worse.
Listen, he'd probably would be better, I'll tell you.
Nah, he was awful. Awful.
Yeah, but you've said that Urdi's awful.
Yeah, but he's worse, Jesus. But yeah, players who are injured, players leaving that, but they still gave Belfast 2 good games at the weekend. So, you've got McParland, who's their top point scorer now, 24 points, 10 goals and 14 assists. 2 of them, again, were at the weekend against Belfast. In Belfast, you've got Chabot, you've got John Dunbar still. The guy Haddon, I think he's their top goal scorer with 11 goals. Gary Haddon or Gary
Hayden.
11 goals as top goal scorer. So
there's still Jordan chips in now and again.
You've still got Stephen Dixon as well. Although he's not putting up a lot of points this year, Dixon's still a guy to worry about putting up points. And he's effectively player coach just now. He will do a job, and they're doing a decent job as a coach as well.
Listen, we underestimate them, right? We lose both games. Yep, definitely. For me, I think it'll be home wins for both teams. I think it'll be split, right? But what I think it's a must that we win both games. I think it's a must. We've to win in Glasgow, and then we've got to win back at home as well.
Yeah. So I believe there is 2 busloads going with the OSC. I saw Liz's post and Sandy's post about 2 buses, and I think they're still trying to fill them. I think there's a couple of seats left on both of them as well. So there's a big crowd going through on Hogmanay by the sounds of it. But yeah, listen, I'm not confident going into this weekend after the result in Fife the other night.
I'm more confident about our home game and then what I am
Yes.
about the away game.
Yeah, but I'm still not very confident.
We're Adam again at times. We just switched off. We just
Yeah.
switch off, and games go past certain players, and
Yeah.
before you can what it is, we're 2-3-4 nothing.
Yeah, but yeah,
But for me, 2 wins is a must. It's an absolute must.
So for your Craig Niche Decorator sponsored Glasgow Clan home and home preview, what is your results going?
Glasgow will win in Glasgow, and Dundee will win in Dundee.
Yeah,
but
I think I'm thinking the same.
I'd like to think if we get beaten Glasgow, I'd like to think we've taken a point.
Yeah.
And then win the home game. But minimum of 3, maximum of 4. If we want to do anything about getting in third place, in 8th place,
Okay, yes,
we've got that's me got the 3 points thinking. We've got 3 points, we're going to third. Yeah. If we're fighting for this 8th place, we've got to take a minimum of 3 points. If we don't, the season could just twitter all the way down the fucking drain.
Yeah. I also think if we don't get anything from this weekend, or it's poor, even if it's maybe 1 point or a couple of points in overtime or something, I think there might be something happening at the club.
You think so?
I've heard a couple of rumours.
I think it's too late in the season.
Yeah, I think I've heard a couple of rumours, and it's not necessarily the club making changes either. But you don't know. It's rumours, Rumours.
Yeah.
Fucking Mikey Kidd starts rumours and they're absolute pish.
I could start a rumour if you want, but yeah. Looking at it, I think it's too late to make changes now. I can't see the club spending money to make changes to finish 7th.
Yeah.
Nah. If you're making changes and you're close to 4th, 5th, or 6th, then maybe make changes. But I can't see them making changes now to finish 7th.
Yeah.
And potentially get Sheffield, Guildford, Cardiff, or Belfast in the playoffs.
Yeah. So let's hope, this is the last one of the episode of the year. So let's hope that when we come into the new year, the next episode, which will be on the 5th of January, because you've got until the 5th of January for the competition. We're going to close it at 12 noon on the 5th of January for you to get all your pictures of you and or your family, kids, in pictures with the players into the competition for the lovely, amazing meal for 4 and bottle of Prosecco. And then we'll do the show that night. We'll do the live draw in the afternoon, and then we'll get on the show that night and then have the show out, because we've got Belfast on the Friday for another home and home. Mental double headers just now. But from all of us at A View from Section C, we want to firstly thank Don Michel for being the title sponsor this year. Obviously, that'll continue, but I want to thank him for coming on board this year as title sponsor. The 51 Club and Craig Niche Decorators. Go on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, follow, whatever it is you do on Instagram, follow as well. Don't know, don't really use Instagram. That's Shannon's.
I don't use Instagram. What is this? Is that what you just post photos?
Aye, but but thanks to all the sponsors, again, especially Don Michel, for all the vouchers and competitions that we've been doing recently. And finally, thanks to you, the viewers. It's been another successful September till now. We only, I think, when did we? I think it's just been over a year we've been doing it now. But this year has totally skyrocketed ratings and views, and got us on YouTube and got us in charts. So thanks again, all the viewers and the listeners on the various streamings. But finally, just to say Happy New Year from us when it comes.
Happy New Year to everybody. And just to reiterate what Junior says, can't thank you enough for listening and watching, and the sponsors, 51 Club, Craig Niche Decorators, and the title sponsor, Don Michel. We couldn't do it without these guys.
Yeah, but on that note, have a good Hogmanay, hopefully. Hopefully it's a 2-point Hogmanay. And then we come into the new year, we win on the 2nd, and we're all sitting here with smiles on our faces because in the new year we'll be back into a playoff spot.
Yep.
And on that note, again, thanks for listening, and we will see you and hear you on what day is it? Monday.
5th of January.
No, we'll see them at the rink.
You never said that. You said podcast.
Aye, we'll see them at the rink, though.
Well,
What day is it?
Monday the 2nd.
Monday the 2nd. There you go.
Monday the 2nd.
Too many days missing here. Anyway, have a good new year when it comes, folks.